All right, here with Vito Mielnicki Jr. What's going on, bro?
What's going on? I'm good. Everything's good. Just got out here in Vegas. Ready to get fight week started.
Okay. Five knockouts, last seven fights. One knockout, the last one against Jose Charlos. It started off with a choppy right hand. How you feeling about that performance?
It was a good performance for sure. Obviously he fought a lot of top opposition as well. He actually had just fought Austin Trout. He had never been stopped or dropped. So to get him out in that fashion obviously was real good for sure.
How did you set up the shot? Because it seemed like you pulled the trigger kind of fast. Like, was it something that you studied in camp, or is just reflexes?
More of just like he was throwing a little lazy jab and then he turned it into like a little hook. But yeah, he kept trying to stab at my body, stab up, and throw the jab back upstairs. But then he threw a lazy jab, and it was more of just like a little half step, and then I just threw the short right hand right over the top. It was more and not more of like a studying thing, more of just like in the fight, just understanding. I mean, I've been doing this for too long not to understand if I see a lazy jab to come over the top of it with a right hand.
Now, are you getting to the point where you know everything's starting to slow down because you knocked him out with the fourth round?
Fourth round, I believe so. Yeah.
Now, did you take the first round to just get his rhythm, get his speed, or you just knew from the gate like he didn't belong in the ring with
More of the fact. I mean, I respect every fighter that gets in the ring with me, and every dude that gets in the ring with me. I have utmost respect for obviously everyone who steps in the ring, but more of like the first round always like you're downloading. And obviously, I'm stepping up my opposition and everything now, so more of like downloading and figuring out my range, my distance, just feeling a guy out, and then yes, obviously setting up things, setting traps and everything. But yeah, the first round more of feeling out round. But if I see something, obviously you're gonna exploit it and take advantage of it.
you. Now, dude was what 23-1.
No,
Now,
I think he's like 23-3 or something. 23
23.
and
This was supposed to be a step up, but you kind of like blasted him out of there.
mm.
What can we expect November 25th?
Obviously I want to just keep growing. Just keep growing. I did a lot of rounds this camp with Jermall Charlo. I probably did over like 100 rounds with him this camp. I've been down in Houston. So yeah, I'm excited to put all the work to work on fight night and yeah, just put on another dominant performance.
How much do you know about your current opponent?
I know a good amount about him. Obviously, Alexis Salazar, 25-5. He's been in there with some good opposition. He fought Carlos Adames. He fought Xander Zayas, a few other top guys as well. Um, I know he trains at a wild card gym with Freddie Roach, but more of the fact I know he's gonna come with his A game. I know he's gonna come to fight. He's gonna be ready to go come fight night, and so are we. And we're gonna put on a dominant performance.
Now, I'm not going to ask you to give up too much of your game plan, but going into it, what kind of Vito Mielnicki is going to show up November 25th?
What kind of what would you say? What more
What
about
kind
me?
of Vito Mielnicki can I
Oh,
expect? I've seen
yeah.
multiple
Well,
Vito
you're gonna
Mielnicki. I've seen
obviously
the boxer. I've seen the
yeah,
puncher.
yeah, for sure, definitely. More of like I want to be able to mix that all into both. I want to make that like obviously like I could box, I could punch as well. So like that, I feel like that's my style. Like I'm a boxer puncher, but more of like if you could craft all these things into one and be able to do it all at once. Obviously, that's the main goal. I'm still growing at that. I'm still growing into becoming a great fighter, and yeah, I want to just show that I belong at the top level. That I'm growing every time I step in the ring, and I'm getting better physically. I'm getting stronger mentally. My IQ. Like I said, I did a lot of rounds with 32-0, Jermall Charlo, WBC world champ. Like, what's better than that? So I've been learning a lot, and I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to keep growing, keep putting on these dominant performances.
Now, when it comes to 154 pounds, you,
Yeah,
uh, Jesus Ramos, Joey Spencer, and what's the kid's name? Xander Zayas is looked at as the future of that
yeah.
weight class, right? Being that he fought Xander Zayas, is there any pressure on you to put on a better performance than Zayas?
Obviously, you always want to dominate whoever you're fighting to the best, like better than anybody else has. Regardless, it could be the guy sitting over there and the guy sitting over there. I always want to obviously put on the dominant performance with whoever I'm in there with. But I don't feel any pressure with that. Obviously, I did. Obviously, there's gonna come a time where me and Xander Zayas, me and all these other guys may step in the ring with each other. But styles make fights. He could have Xander. Me and Xander have completely different styles. Maybe Xander's style fit him better to fight. It was easier for him to fight Xander than it's going to be to fight me. You know what I mean? So styles makes fights. Yeah. So obviously you want to put on the dominant performance, however or whoever you're in there with. So no added pressure in that. Just go in there and be me. And yeah, I'm ready to go come Saturday night.
What's your prediction for Saturday?
Just a dominant performance. However I got to do it. Just win, baby. Just win. That's all I say.
The Al Davis? I like it.
Yeah, just win, baby.
Now, you spoke on sparring Jermall Charlo. You said you had over 100
Yeah.
rounds. Like, what did that do for you as a fighter?
Just being in the gym, being in the ring with a guy like him, you learn so much just from inside and outside the ring. I've learned a lot, and I feel like everyone will see that come fight night. I think this is the best camp I've ever had. I know a lot of guys say that for every fight that they fight, like, oh, this is the best camp I've had. But in terms of my sparring, in terms of my floor work, I truly believe this is the best camp I've had. And just being in the presence of guys like Ronnie Shields, Jermall Charlo, David Morrell, and all these other top guys, it makes you elevate your game because you go in the gym one day and you have an off day against a guy like him, you're gonna go in there and you might have a long day. You know what I mean? Obviously, everyone has their bad days in the gym, but you always want to be on your P's and Q's every time you're in there with a guy like him for sure.
Everybody knows about Charlo's jab. Everybody knows about the power. But is there another ability that you learned from being in the ring with him that you didn't see by watching him?
Um, Obviously those are his natural abilities, but I think he's got a great ring IQ. He might obviously everyone know he's just a big puncher, but he's got a great ring IQ. He understands shots that are coming after he throws a shot. He understands just like where he's got to be at certain time. Like just if I'm throwing this shot, he knows what's coming back, or I know what's coming back. Like it was just more of by the end of camp, like we understood each other so much after doing that many rounds that it was like I'm throwing a shot, he's throwing a shot, he's missing a shot, I'm missing a shot. Like we understood each other at that point to that like magnitude after doing that many rounds. And it makes you elevate every day because obviously you want to keep growing and keep being able to have good days in the gym. So it makes you elevate your game each and every time.
Okay. Now, you were training with Chino Rivas, and now you made the switch to Ronnie Shields. What was the reason for that change?
More of obviously Chino Rivas. Every trainer that I've been with since I'm 7 years old has a impact on me positively to where it's made me into the fighter I am today. Chino Rivas, I still am on great terms with Chino. We talk all the time. Like I'm sure when I'm back home, I'll go down there and train there if you like whenever go get some sparring and stuff down there. But nothing happened personally. Just more of understanding that this was a chance for me to raise the level of my game, being around guys like David Morrell, being around guys like Jermall Charlo, and being in the presence of a Hall of Fame trainer like Ronnie Shields. I don't think any young fighter coming up would turn down an opportunity like that. So yeah, there's no bad blood between nobody. Between Chino Rivas, me and him are still on great terms, and I'm grateful and thankful for everything that he's done for me in my career thus far. And yeah, I'm just excited to keep growing. Obviously, now I'm down there in Houston with Ronnie Shields, and I'm happy where I'm at.
What have you learned training with Ronnie since you went down there?
Just master your fundamentals. I think he's huge on that. Just mastering your fundamentals, and you're definitely going to be in some shape after coming out of camp with Ronnie. Yeah, just I want to let everybody just see fight night. Come fight night, see everything I've been working on. And see I've grown as a fighter. Obviously, like I said, I'm 21 years old, just still growing. And yeah, I'm just ready to go.
Now, you were one of the bigger 147s. Now you moved up to 154. You have what was it, four fights, 5 fights at 54?
I think either 4 or 5, one of the two. I don't know exactly.
Yeah. So now your body's settled into the weight. What's the biggest difference between 47 Vito Mielnicki, 54 Vito Mielnicki?
I think I'm sitting on my shots a lot better. Um, yeah, just sitting on my shots a lot better. Obviously, fighting in the 8-ounce glove, 10-ounce glove, it doesn't seem like a big difference. I think it actually is. Those 8-ounce gloves are a lot smaller than those 10s. But yeah, I think in terms of forget about the weight and everything, I think in the last few fights, the last few years, I've grown tremendously. Obviously, from taking my first loss when I was in the beginning of my career, I've grown tremendously mentally, physically, and obviously boxing wise, everything. Like as a person, I've grown tremendously. So we're just gonna keep growing, keep becoming a better version of myself each and every time I get in there. And like I said, I'm excited to keep stepping up my opposition every time I step in the ring. But as of right now, the main priority is Alexis Salazar, and we're ready to put on a dominant performance on Saturday, 25th, November 25th.
Now you took a loss early in your career, but ever since you've been on a tear. Like, what did
Mm-hmm.
you learn from that?
Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Leave with those five. I think it's 5 words. So yeah, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Just you can't take nothing for granted. Like I was just, it was during COVID, throughout the bubble and everything. I got some money after fighting on Fox for the first time, and obviously being around Al Heyman. Al takes care of his fighters. I got my first truck. I bought my first car, and then after, like, you just start to like get a little too comfortable, and I got a little too comfortable. I wasn't staying in the gym as I should be. Um, and it shows. It shows. And James Martin, obviously, he had a great night. Probably it was the best fight that could have happened to me in my career. It's made me into a better fighter, a better person, a better man. And I wouldn't change that night for nothing. I think that fight will make me as a fighter in the long run.
This is my last question. What does it mean to be on David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade, the last Showtime pay-per-view ever?
Yeah, it's obviously I grew up watching Showbox, watching Showtime, and man, it's crazy. Obviously, I've been a part of a lot of huge events in terms of being on the cards and everything, and I've seen boxing at the highest level in person, live on Showtime and everything. And it to be a part of one of the last events, like you said, it's truly a blessing. And yeah, I couldn't thank Al Heyman enough, the rest of the PBC family enough for everything they've done for me in my career so far, and what they're gonna obviously continue to do for me, obviously as we continue to grow. So to be a part of one of the last Showtime pay-per-view events, it's truly a blessing. And yeah, I'm just blessed, extremely blessed for sure.
All right, there you have it. Vito Mielnicki facing Alexis Salazar, November 25th, undercard. Uh, Benavidez Andrade. Yo, I look forward to watching. I wish you the best of luck, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.